Good evening to all. I want to welcome all of you for today's beginners program in English. Before we start, I'll give a quick overview of what we will be doing today. So as you can already see on the screen, we will speak about the first energy center, the first chakra, which is Muladhara chakra. So we'll try to get some information about this chakra. And then we will also meditate and see how we can meditate on this chakra to energize and get the best out of it. And then later we will also listen to a speech from Srimataji. So this is what we are going to do. Okay, so let's begin. So from this presentation on Muladhara, we'll cover what this chakra is all about and what are the different qualities and experiences that you get from this energy center, and what are the ways to balance it. So when we say balance, how do we try to energize and get the best out of this energy center? So first we'll start with a quote from Srimataji about Muladhara. So she says that many illnesses are caused by a catch in the Muladhara chakra. Innocence in us can never be destroyed, but can be covered by our ego and conditioning. As the sun can be covered by the clouds, we must respect our innocence. So one of the main aspects of Muladhara chakra is innocence. And you can see that there's a word called as catch. So catch is nothing but something on our energy center that is not needed, to keep it simple. So these are the things that stops the energy center from giving us the maximum benefit of that energy center. And it is always the case that the goodness in us is always clouded by ego and conditionings. And Muladhara chakra plays a very big role to help us to come out of that cloud of ego and conditioning. And if we try to recollect, this energy center is also one of the first energy center. So it is basically the base of our spiritual journey. This is where your entire start to the Kundalini rising within you is dependent on. So moving on, if we try to understand this a bit more in terms of what it means. So Mool in Sanskrit means root and Adhar means support. So as we just spoke about, that Muladhara being the first energy center is the ultimate support that is needed for your spiritual journey. So until and unless your Muladhara is not strong, your Kundalini cannot rise easily. So this is also one of the reasons why this energy center is so significant. And this is, here are the positions. So this is actually located at the base of the spine. So what we just spoke about, that this is the first energy center at the base of our spine. But also at the same time, you can also feel it on the back of your head, on your palms, and on your feet. It is over here. So basically what happens is that as and when you meditate, your sensitivity of the energy centers improves, and you start to feel the situation or the current state of your energy center on your fingertips or different parts of your body. And when you identify this helps to clear out that energy center to use different methods, which we will be covering in our future sessions, to clear out the energy center so that you get the maximum benefit out of it. And then here we have some characteristics, like it has 4 petals. It describes the color and which part of the body biologically it deals with, and which planet and which position it has. And one of the most important thing to notice here is the element. It says as earth. So, so every energy center has its own elements, and this element is coming from one of the elements that is there in our environment, like earth, water, fire, ether. So we use these elements to also give energy to the chakras. So when we say earth element, what happens is that when we stay connected to Mother Earth, or try to be more connected to the nature, automatically this energy center gets cleared out. And also while meditating, when you try to keep both your hands on Mother Earth, which we will also do, and if you just let Mother Earth absorb all of this access things from our Muladhara chakra, you can really start to feel this energy center getting stronger and stronger. So, what are the different qualities that you have from the Muladhara chakra, and what exactly does it really uh, have an impact on in your day-to-day life? So, basically, this energy center is also positioned at the base of the spine, and as we already spoke in the last session, the position of the energy center also defines the organs that it takes care of. So since it's close to the base of the spine, it is also near our reproductory organs. So the Muladhara chakra also takes care of it. That's how it takes care of the sexuality, reproduction, excretion, and also memory and emotional balance. So when we speak about emotional balance, Muladhara plays a very important role to try and help us to be in the center, which is in the present. We already know about the three different channels that we have, the one that controls the past, present, and the future. And to help us to be in the present is something that Muladhara offers. It helps us to give this access to being in the center. The other qualities are, as we already spoke about, balance, being in the center, and being innocent, being pure, having wisdom and joy. So if we try to imagine all of these qualities is something that we also see in a child. And that's one of the reasons why we say that when somebody has a good Muladhara, the personality of the person is like a child. It's very childlike with a lot of innocence, and there's like very genuine joy and purity in whatever they do. Few other qualities that we know of are like you get a strong sense of right and wrong, and so you are not easily also carried away by different things. In today's world, you have so many opinions and so many things to choose from. It's always a challenge to make the right decision, and this is where Muladhara plays a very important role. And you also get wisdom, as we saw in the previous slide, which helps us to not be taken for a ride. So you always get a very clear understanding of what is good for you, what is not, who is good for you, and who is not. And then stabilize and strong attention comes together, where you start seeing things in a very pure form without any lust, greed, or anger. You just enjoy things in a very pure way. And this is also one of the qualities that we get from Muladhara Chakra. Also, at the same time, when the previous qualities that we saw, when this is established in us, we already see a big difference in our lifestyle. We are more connected to the nature. We can easily find peace and harmony within ourselves, and you end up staying more in reality than getting carried away with any superficial ideas. And also, it is said that when this Kundalini energy rises, it's very important that the Muladhara is very strong and is in a very good state. Then only it eases the raising of the Kundalini. And these are few mental health benefits that you get from this energy center, that it gives us good emotional mental balance. And also, as we spoke earlier, keeps us from getting too much towards the left side, which is thinking too much about the past, getting into depression or lethargy. So any thought about the past in the end leads to regrets and sadness, and this is what we want to avoid, and this is where Muladhara really helps you. And also at the same time, if we talk about the left, we also have to talk about the right, that it's also important that we don't get too much on the right side, where we are thinking too much about the future, over planning, and this ends up making us more aggressive. And Muladhara really helps us to cool down and really suits us to stay calm and just enjoy life the way it is. So this is the short presentation that we have about Muladhara Chakra, to give you an idea. And it's also important to understand how each energy center plays a very vital role in your day-to-day life. And this is what we want to try and establish. This is also the main purpose of meditating and trying to be a better version of ourselves. Yeah. So now what we will do is we will meditate on our Muladhara chakra. We'll do a specific meditation and uh, and then we'll take it from there. So we can keep both our hands on our lap. And we can slowly close our eyes. We can try to focus on our breath. We can breathe in, hold for a few seconds, and then breathe out. We can keep our left hand on our lap itself. We can move our right hand towards the ground. So if you're sitting on a chair, you can just point your right hand towards the ground. With a very deep desire, with a very pure desire, you can take the affirmation, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse and purify my Muladhara. Please remove all the excess emotions, all kinds of imbalance from the left channel, and please absorb it towards Mother Earth. Mother Kundalini, please bless me with innocence, purity, pure joy, and wisdom. Now we can bring our right hand back on our lap. We can keep the left hand towards Mother Earth. Mother Kundalini. Please absorb all the excess thoughts about the future, all the mental worries about the future. Please nourish my Muladhara Chakra. Please remove all kinds of catches from my Muladhara Chakra towards Mother Earth. Now we can also keep our right hand on Mother Earth, so both hands pointing towards the ground. We can just be in absolute silence, just let Mother Earth completely nourish and cleanse our Muladhara Chakra. We can bring both our hands on our lap, and let's take our right hand, keep it on top of our head on the Sahasrara, and we'll slowly give it a nice massage. And we can just say, Mother Kundalini, thank you for giving me my self realization. Mother Kundalini, thank you for nourishing my Muladhara Chakra. We slowly bring our hands back on our lap, and we can just be in meditation for a few minutes. Then slowly open our eyes and we can now watch a small talk from Shrimati about Muladhara Chakra.
But as Kundalini rises, on every center, you start getting the light of that center. At the first center, you get back your innocence. Your eyes become innocent. Your behavior becomes innocent. You are not filled with lust and greed. You don't look at things with lust and greed, but you look at things with innocence, which is a very big thing that people have lost, and that you get back. And such a person develops many qualities. One of them is that such a person is full of fragrance. Such a person has a tremendous gravity. Tremendous gravity. And such a person has tremendous dynamism, and attraction is a bad word, so I don't want to use it, but magnetic. His magnet is awakened within him. This is the center of your magnet, of the earth. Such a person develops a tremendous sense of roads, and sense of direction. You place him anywhere, he will know where to go. Like birds. You place birds anywhere, they know which side is north, south, east, west. In the same way, you also develop your lost innocence and your magnet within you by which you have proper direction. But the highest of all, you develop the proper direction to wisdom, which is a wise thing to do. You just don't do stupid things. You just don't do. Even if you ever try to do it, you will not do it because you know it is so stupid. Just you don't do it. I mean, it is so simple to be wise than to be stupid. Because if you have to be stupid, you have to go out of the way to be stupid and idiotic. But if you want to be normal and wise, is the easiest thing to do. But what people do is to do things that would make them more and more stupid, nonsensical. Because also some people told me they do it, the reason being they think they have a nuisance value. Like in London now we have one funny stuff going on, they call it what? Punk rock. You see, it's a funny stuff. Now, poor things, they don't know what they are doing. And I think only value of that punk rock system is this, that they try to sort of make a nuisance out of them so that people feel attracted towards them, or sort of a significance out of them. But when you become a realized soul, you realize your significance because you understand you are part and parcel of the whole, and that your significance is to give realization to others. The highest of highest. That's what you have to do. Now you are a saint. And that's how the whole attitude of cheapishness, of outward shallowness finishes, and you become a serene, dignified personality. This is not possible through any sermon, any lecture. It is only possible when the Kundalini rises, you become like a very dignified child. Very dignified child. I had seen one beautiful painting done of Mother Mary being taught first time. If you see her as a child, she is a very dignified personality. As a child, she is about 10 years of age. I have seen my own grandchildren who are not very old but extremely dignified. They walk like kings, behave like kings. In every behavior, you find there's such a dignity. They'll never do something shallow. They'll never ask for anything. They never weep for anything, they never cry for anything. They are so dignified and they understand it so well what is dignity is. I don't have to tell them because they are born realized. In the same way, you become that. Nobody has to tell you that do this or do that. But you understand that you must have self-respect. This happens to you automatically. This is actualization. Nobody has to tell you that you be dignified, you just become. I have seen people who were absolutely absurd. Even from this punk rock we got some people. And they were so changed that people could not recognize them. But one thing bad has happened with this punk rock, that they put some sort of dye in their head, and since then their eyes became very weak. Because these dyes, I think, make the optic lobe covered with some sort of a color, and you can't see properly, and the eyes became very weak. And it took some time for us to remove the effect of those dyes from their head. We go headlong. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong in this world if it is a stupid fool. But for a wise man, there are very many things which are absolutely wrong, and there are very many things which are absolutely correct. So you develop your wisdom by this first sentence.
We can just be in meditation for a few more minutes. And slowly gonna rise. So with this, we come to an end about today's session, and we will see each other next week. And also, one of the recommendation is also to try and take out like 5 to 10 minutes every day to just meditate. And I mean, you can just sit and try to see how you feel, and also give a nice massage on top of your head and try to put your attention there. So in the end, everything works well when you practice it more. So as in when you practice more, your sensitivity also increases. So yeah, so that's about Muladhara for this week. And then we meet next week. We'll talk about the second energy center, which is Swadhisthana. And then we'll also try to understand what it is, how to meditate, how to nourish and energize it. So wishing you all a wonderful week until we see each other next Tuesday. Sorry. Okay, then bye.